And you love that Jameson, boy.
I think, look, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I think I set the sexual precedent last night. I got sexually assaulted yesterday.
I was there. This nigga's not.
I really did.
Hey, man, we locked in with the Locked In podcast. Flash it only.
Yeah.
Every week, man.
Locked In podcast this week is baby C-Mac.
Cargo move like drop. Fuck that door like me.
Yeah, it's the ultimate hipster shit right now.
Actually, bro, you know what I seen all through LA and like Compass Con?
What?
The new aesthetic, bro, is definitely like this Brett Fayez, like
What's
fro,
that?
like just his whole aesthetic. So like the fro, like bomber jacket, like kind of baggy jeans, dark glasses. That's like a
I'm
whole.
confused on what this look even is. I don't think I've
Word?
ever seen a nigga who had a fro.
No, I ain't seen it either. Like there was
word.
only like a couple of them, but I'm knowing what these niggas is on. Like
But
I'm
you're
like, oh,
seeing
yeah. I'm like, oh, you going Brett Fayez?
Thinking, like, bro, there's like certain artists that like people like pick up their swag, like pick up what they dress like.
There's only a few artists like
No,
that,
bro.
There are.
No, I think so. I think there's only a couple.
There's a few artists out of the plenty of artists that are around.
That get like
and that
they
we
style
know and that I
kinda picked
recognize.
up on, yeah.
Right.
But every so often there's a few artists that like Tyler Creator. There's kids that dress like
Sure.
him. Like
He's a style icon.
There's Cardi.
Kid
People
Cudi,
are-
bro.
Tyler is
Just
style
like Cardi.
icon.
Style icon, yeah. Cardi. Tyler for sure.
Yeah.
Cardi.
For sure, Cardi, yeah.
What's another one though?
I mean, Cardi, obviously, Kanye. I mean, you
No,
know,
I wouldn't want to say Kanye. Niggas can't find the pieces
Kanye's
that
also
Kanye be
Kanye,
getting,
bro.
so like they just be too lost trying to keep up with, bro.
I get what you're saying, yeah. I mean, obviously Rocky, obviously Travis.
Travis. Not, I feel like not so much Rocky because Rocky switches it
No,
up so
yeah,
much
he's-
that niggas can't really dress like Rocky.
I agree.
You get into that level.
I agree with
Yeah.
that. That's actually, yeah, that's a
He
very,
might be
very
on
well
that
put.
level, yeah.
The
No
Travis.
one's coming outside with that blanket like that, bro.
With the big Montclair, he looks so hard with that shit.
I didn't see that one.
Is what show was that?
No, I was talking about the blanket that he wore to the Met
The
Gala.
ERL piece.
Oh,
Yeah.
the ERL piece. Damn. But y'all didn't see he just performed somewhere, some big festival, and he had the Montclair Rick Owens
Did he?
blanket, and he just
For
like
real?
and it was hard. He performed in
Oh,
that.
that
bitch.
is hard. Wait, he did the first mixtape, right?
It wasn't when he started doing that though. It was right before that because it's still recent.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about though,
And you saw that dinner that they did at Giorgio Baldi?
bro. With all of them,
Well, everybody, that shit.
all the
actually was,
A-side
like,
members, they're all kicking it. Fucking.
That was hard, yeah.
We got Riri sitting down.
yeah,
She got the
Bar-
Rocky braids too.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of hard.
Barry gave a toast.
He did give the
Yeah,
toast.
and it was like a good toast. it was like a
was.
great toast. That was for real. That's toast to the gods, like for real.
He was like, what'd he say? He was just appreciating, like, bro, we all came up together.
Yeah, you just spin facts like that.
Now we here. Fucking
Everybody getting their own money, like
Yeah, he said that too. Everybody getting their own money.
yeah.
Bro sitting there with fucking bro got Riri now.
Yeah.
Like everything is complete. Like that nigga fucking Yams is smiling like a motherfucker. I like this whole Rocky run right now though. Like with his with his first album, like he's just been performing that everywhere. He like even went back to the old swag. Like
Yeah.
he's been rocking the fours, flannels, snapbacks.
Now that's one thing that
He's back on his old.
that's one thing about certain artists that I really get kind of like I don't know what the word I'm really thinking of is, but
Nostalgic.
well, there's some artists where I would kill, bro. I'd do anything to just see one specific album perform, right? So like when we was talking about Kodak, like
Okay.
if I could just see Lil Big Pac, I'd be so fucking happy, like, you know, or if I could just see like Kanye did this once at the Hollywood Bowl. He did like 808s and Heartbreak, where like he re-performed the album, like late into his career. If I could see like Cudi do, you know, like MOTM2 or some shit, like I'd be fucking hyped, like
Right, because everybody got their favorite one album.
yeah,
right?
when you go to these shows, usually it's a mashup of like one song here, but like if I could just see a full track list of like my favorite album from certain artists, I'd be like, that would be such an ill way to perform.
That's what I feel like Tyler kind of feels like that too, because at his festivals he like requests the artist to play
Yeah, he does.
certain songs,
yeah.
right? Like he wants to hear Drake play In My Feelings or
Yeah.
In My Feelings.
Yeah, he's a music lover for real.
That's actually a good transition point to Cudi wearing the ER dress that everybody's like, I don't know. I don't even like, people aren't even mad, I feel like, about Cudi wearing the dress.
What brand is it?
It's ERL.
It's ERL.
It's a 1-on-1 piece.
Turn it up.
URL is really like that guy for real.
Cudi, he's always gonna do something different.
But he's like 4 times in a row with the dress. Like niggas usually like pop out the dress like once, like a couple years. But like Cudi's been going back to back to back. Like
A common theme.
I was waiting for this to be brought up. You know, like, obviously I just segued from talking about how much I love Cudi. Like, bro, I'm not a fan, bro. Like, I'm just not. I'm sorry, I'm just
I almost
not.
feel like he's just doing it to
It's for attention.
yeah, for
almost
attention.
attention seeking
And
at this
he still
point.
has that Off-White collab coming out that has that dress
Yeah,
that he wore on
interesting.
Saturday Night Live.
Look, it's either two different It's either two different theories to this. This nigga's either like trying to bear Jesus's cross of, like, you know, humiliation and shit, so that's okay for niggas to kind of do it in the next
Generation.
You know,
Like I was the first, like I was really doing that.
yeah, to make it not to normalize it, you know. It's either that or he's just like really upset that his dog died and he just doesn't know how to deal with it. Like,
This nigga dog actually died?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, rest in
Okay.
peace, Freshie.
Okay.
Nah, like, obviously, I'm.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not.
I feel like he's honestly just doing his own shit. Like I feel like it
He
is
is,
probably
but-
attention, but like I don't blame him for
And I
like,
get style changes and progresses over time and shit like that. You don't always wear the same shit, but like, bro, this nigga's never really worn anything that crazy or outlandish. That was one of
Right.
the main things I always loved about his style, was that it was so. What's the word?
hold up. I kind of had it cuz I said the same thing with music. It's
It
like
was so like.
it's like digestible, like,
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, it was. I'm blanking on the exact
but
word I
basically like,
want, but
like
yeah,
it's easy to consume.
Yeah, it was
adapt.
blanketed on, like, you know, anyone could get behind his style at that point, whether he was like a 40-year-old New York man or like a fucking 16-year-old kid, like, you know, just watching from the bleachers. Like, you know, it was just cool. You know, it was just effortlessly cool. Like,
Yeah.
and now this other shit is kind of just like, you know, swinging way too far off to the edge of one pendulum. Like, you know.
I just feel like
I don't see what do you think he's trying to say? Like,
I don't think he's trying to say shit. I think he's trying to like
this nigga's in a dress. Like,
I think he's just
you think-
solidifying
you
his
think
shit.
like, I know niggas wear dresses. Like, we may know niggas.
I don't think nobody knows niggas who wear dresses. I've
I do
never.
have one homie who said he went through like a year of his life where he just started wearing dresses.
Oh really?
Yeah. But that was before any of this shit, and he's a wild card. He's the wild card anyway.
Okay,
so it's
so you
just like,
kinda-
yeah.
Set him off to the
Yeah,
side.
I
yeah.
don't think that he would. I don't think that in the past that nigga Cudi wore a dress. I don't know why he's doing it right now though.
I feel like it just has to be purely attention and like sometimes niggas just want to be different so bad, and he really is like OD different. So he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go just switch it up on niggas and like really attack it. Like, I mean, he's wearing fucking mascara.
Y'all want to hear my theory?
Go for it.
So lately, this nigga was kind of known for a minute for kind of just not really giving a fuck. He didn't care if he was in the scene or at this event or that event or whatever. And lately, this nigga's been at every fucking event you can possibly name on your fucking 10 fingers and toes.
You're right.
Like, and I think, I don't know if it's something about relevancy or whatever. As much as he preaches, like, you know, not to really give a fuck about the sales and shit like that, I think like certain things affected him. So like I really feel like that's why he was like, all right, let me do an album with Kanye after he started kind of like commercially declining, you know.
You're right.
And I don't know if it's pressure from the label or just pressure from himself to kind of get back out to the spotlight and shit like that. I think that's like what it is.
If that theory is correct, which I feel like is a very valid theory, I feel like it almost has to be pressure from just purely himself, because I mean, if you're a label now and you're signing Cudi, like, you know what you're gonna get. You know, you're not gonna get no fucking 100,000 albums sold in a week, you know. But
Yeah.
like you're gonna get something high. You're gonna get something
Well,
stable.
actually,
you're gonna
yeah,
get,
you actually are gonna get that. Like his
I don't
numbers
think he's
been
selling
good.
100 though.
His last, I guess, MOTM 3 performed the best out of all of them.
But I don't know. I think you have a valid theory though.
Like now, when he goes to a place, before if he was to go in some APCs and some fucking Jordan 4s and like a fucking American Apparel T-shirt and call it a day, yeah, he was there, but nobody really wrote up about it. But now this nigga's like front. If any like news publication or whatever the fuck writes about these events, he's like front and center on this shit. Like, look at what this nigga, because it's attention grabbing, you know.
Right. You're right. He's on a just a little.
Attention whore seeking phase.
Yeah, something like that. It has to be something like that. Either way, like
you know when like them 13-year-old girls start wearing like fishnet like gloves and shit to be like edgy,
with the bracelets and shit.
Yeah. I think he's like, Mom, it's not a phase.
And he's like, I'm sticking. This is me for real.
Yeah.
Like I'm really doing this. That's funny as fuck.
But I love Cuddy. No Cuddy slander, obviously.
Yeah, shout out Cuddy. Let's talk about the CFDA Awards.
That's what he wore it to, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he wore it to. So
J Balvin looked like Conehead.
So what exactly is the CFDA Awards?
honestly,
really didn't-
it's really like the Oscars for fashion. I looked it up exactly like what is the CFDA Awards, and it didn't give me nothing else besides like in a fashion award show, but it's very like prestigious. They've been doing it for like a while, and yeah, that's basically, it's just another one of those like really prestigious award shows that I really probably wouldn't have known about unless I was doing the fucking podcast.
I mean, to be honest, this year was like more written up about than it ever has been ever. Like I'm a come clean nigga. I've never heard of the fucking CFDA
Oh really?
Awards, bro.
Okay.
So yeah, like I don't know.
They have like some cool like I guess like awards. Like they have like American Women's Wear Designer of the Year, Christopher John Rogers for his brand Christopher John Rogers, American Menswear Designer of the Year, Emily Adams for Bode.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of Bode,
I love
right?
Bode. Yeah,
Right.
Bode is fucking
Bode's kinda pretty
cool.
fire.
Yeah.
American Accessory Designer of the Year, makes sense. Telfar, he won it. He's been killing it with the bags.
Who's the owner of Bode and what's his race?
I think it's actually a woman, and I think she's black. Emily
All right,
Adams.
all right. The representation of black people for Bode is actually fire. Like, they're actually like all the black models and like, you know, whether it's runway or editorial, like they just look so fucking elegant. Like, and it's
You like how it's?
I love how it
Oh, she's actually white.
okay. Well, that's a surprise.
She's
Well, shout out her.
Yeah.
Shout out her. Yeah, she
Well, she
honestly,
can
if
still
you
do it.
ever seen,
She did a good job at it.
she uses a lot of diverse models.
Her shit's fire though, nonetheless.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
No, he's
And
showing
Bo
me-
makes
he's
really
showing
ill
me
clothes.
stuff,
Yeah.
but-
And I feel like it's anytime I see an editorial, it's almost predominantly black people. I feel like you're having this too recently, like
Someone
way more
said-
black representation, more Asian representation.
Oh, just in the fashion culture in general.
Super.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Like the white model is like not cool anymore, low key.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
No, it's actually kind of a fact though. We'll keep going down the list.
I feel like,
Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm not trying to choose both sides, but I'm just saying like white models are cool in certain fits, like the Matthew Williams shit, like the all black on the
100,
white
bro.
skin, like the pale white, like the pale white.
Oh,
Yeah,
like,
I'm not
yeah.
trying to sound like, but you get what I'm saying, like
Yeah. They
certain
literally
pieces look
pick the
better on
pale
them.
niggas on purpose though.
Yeah, on certain colors, but like you're not gonna put like a super bright or like a pale color on that type of skin because it doesn't.
Maybe I
Not
didn't.
that you can't wear that, but you get what I'm saying. But like if you're trying to showcase the piece, you're
It's a good way to showcase it.
Maybe I didn't like. I don't know. Maybe I didn't make my like clarify.
No,
enough
I
or
wasn't trying
whatever.
to. My bad.
But like, no, because what you're saying is right. But you're seeing like Eddie Slimane, right? Historically, like he's one of my favorites of all time. He basically only has ever done like all white models, like white, gaunt, skinny, you know, drugged out looking models, male and female, right? Like that's his look. And majority of the time, he likes to use like celebrity children. That's like a big thing of his because it's like, you know, that's just the aesthetic of the brand in a big way. It's like kids who grew up rich, who's skinny, and kind of like
Drugged
they went the
out.
other way. Yeah, they're instead of going the suit way, they went like the Saint Laurent way, whatever. But he's getting like so much backlash for only using white models, and for his, like what his model's gonna look like every season, and like he's actually getting a lot of backlash for it. Or if you look at Bottega Veneta, like you walk past, I seen like they're using like disfigured models. Even ERD, they use like a bunch of like disfigured models, bro. Like Winnie Harlow, Winnie.
I think you're right. Somewhere on there, Winnie.
Disfigured?
I mean, she has vitiligo.
She has the shit, right?
She has
Shit.
vitiligo. So
Yeah.
it's like
My bad.
that wouldn't have gone down back in the 90s. Like
No, I get
You know,
just
so-
untraditional. That's what I'm saying. Certain looks, like say
they're
for
embracing
instance,
like the
your
other
brand
side.
is like, I want to be on some like freak Rick shit. Like you're gonna get a nigga that kind of look like super tall, skinny. Maybe he has a big ass forehead. Maybe you don't have no hair. Maybe you don't grow hair. I'm just saying, like Balenciaga kind of broke that, having old dudes model like the fat
Super,
heavy
yeah,
set
super.
niggas. Like,
Yeah,
super. Yeah.
that shit.
it was
I'm
different.
just saying, like, it's kind of cool how it's for everyone. So, like,
But-
I don't want it to be like, oh, this race is in, this race is out. But I'm just like a certain look. Like, if you see a unique looking person, like, and everyone's unique, of course. But I'm just saying, like, a really unique looking.
I think that's a better way of defining it. I think like
Unique.
like there was a minute ago, not even too long ago, where it's like the idea of a model looked pretty cookie cutter. Like you knew, like most people could just describe a model with like 5 characteristics. Now that the characteristics is blending so crazy that you really can't describe what a model in this day and age look. Like
I feel like the weirder you
so all
look,
over
the
the
more like model you look now.
Exactly.
Almost.
Yep.
Like
That's
you
it.
have your own distinct look. It's like, okay, I want to use that guy. I
Yeah,
mean, I've thought about
facts.
it for
Yeah.
myself a million times.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily about like the Coke skinny, male or female. Like, I'm even seeing different body types and things like that. But the one reoccurring theme of it all, gotta be tall.
Wait, I don't want to go too far off the CFDA Awards, but you guys were talking about models and stuff and different like kind of models, and like Kim uses a lot of like fat models for her skin brand. Damn, I don't want to call them
Yeah.
fat, but whatever, plus size models,
Yeah.
whatever, they know.
Yeah, nah, she is
But
body.
that's
accepting,
not even
yeah.
like really what I'm trying to get to. Whatever,
But if
we all
have
know
to
that.
keep, like, my bad, because I'm like sometimes I'm overly sensitive about it. But if we have to keep like being overly sensitive,
It's out.
it's just gonna suck. Like it's just like this culture gotta stop, bro.
Bro, I'm
Like,
not.
this shit
I'm
sucks,
going
bro.
out like Boosie, but
That's the way to do it, bro. It's like, bro.
but now Boosie's getting ran up on by like actual like other gay people, and like it's kind of crazy. Did you see the
Oh,
video?
they want the fade, nah.
Bro, they kind of want the fade now. Like it's like actually coming
Nah, I
outside.
did not see that.
It's kind of nuts actually. I thought like it really was just the internet, but like now niggas are like pulling up on them, so it's kind of
Bro.
OD.
You're allowed to have an opinion, bro.
You
like,
are. No, but with this, did y'all know, bro, that she made $1 million in 1 minute with the Fendi and Skims collab?
I did not know that.
Bro, so fast. Like it was like
1
one of the
minute.
most.
I think that's the second fastest she's ever made money. Do you remember
What
when
was
she
it
did
first?
the emoji thing?
I do remember.
She
the
made like
emoji
a
thing.
fucking crazy
It was her
amount
own
of money.
emojis. Like it was like with a video game too, or something weird. I might be
Nah, it was
tweaking
just some bullshit. It's just like fat ass emojis and shit, like,
hard.
and like her crying emojis and shit like that. Like, it was called Kimojis.
Wait. I'm gonna go back on track, but that's funny as
Yeah.
fuck though. American Emerging Designer of the Year was Edvin Thompson for Theophilo. Have y'all heard of that? So I haven't heard of it either. Sounds like Theophilo London, right?
kind of.
But he's actually like the same races, bro. Grew up in Brooklyn, has his brand, but he actually won it over ERL. That's the interesting part to me, because I feel like ERL has been doing his thing like tremendously almost for the past couple of years.
For sure. But these awards, they don't really base it off necessarily like hype or anything like that. And I think that's like the beautiful thing about it. It's like they'll really kind of like, you think about like the Academy Awards and things like that. Like sometimes they'll give like these new emerging directors like, movie of the year if they really felt like they got it. Like they'll kind of look at everything objectively. It's not how it was received as much as what the panel really thinks,
Okay, so
you know.
that's how it is for the the Grammys too, right? But a lot of people get mad at the Grammys though,
Yeah.
because of that.
There's a
same
lot of
reason.
upsets for sure, like, rightfully so, but
But I mean, I did some research on the founder and the creative director for ERL, Eli Linitz. Have you read about him or
not too
anything?
much.
I did my little shit. Goddamn. Long story short, bro, this nigga's actually kind of cold though. Like he grew up in Venice actually, so like your Venice T-shirt, like that's like where he grew up. He's like trying to capture that vibe. But he went to USC for like, I think screenwriting and some other artistic degree. But he directed the Faded video for Kanye. And that's the one with Tiana Taylor, if y'all remember. Yeah, which was crazy. I remember that shit just went nuts. He did that. He did the stage for Kanye. The floating
floating
stage.
one?
Yep.
What?
So he's actually that guy. Like once I started looking, I'm like, oh, this nigga like cold. Like he do it all. So it's kind of surprising to see like the other nigga like went over him.
Kanye is actually that
I
nigga when
honestly
it
don't
comes.
even know who the other.
Yeah, I didn't know about him either.
Maybe
so
if I saw it, maybe I would.
maybe. I mean, it's also emergent designer, so I mean, he's not.
Probably not.
No, when it comes to actually reaching out to like the young talent in all fields, Kanye is really that nigga for that. Like, it's point blank, period.
He has a good team though around him.
Bruh, like anybody who's even like sizzling a little bit, bro, he knows who the fuck.
I'm
you
running
are.
to the bathroom. Hold it down.
And
for
if
me,
he really
please.
likes you, he'll reach out, he'll fuck with you. Like,
The fuck just happened?
so you was talking about how the dude from ERL was doing stage design for that, and I'm sorry to be the nigga who gotta bring it up again, bro, but
Let's do it.
Like ERD is also that nigga, bro. If you really look at like,
What's some other shit he's done?
if you kind of just look like, all right, if you remember like the Adidas hoodie that got like the drawings all over it, it's a white crew neck.
I know
and it got
exactly what you're
draw-
talking about. It's
Henry-
like crayon, right?
Yeah, and like marker and shit like that all over it. Henry drew that whole thing. Like that's his piece
Okay.
for Kanye Adidas. And around that time, like Kanye would go to his studio in LA all the time. Like, and I was actually watching this No Jumper vlog where he went to Wyoming for, I think it was either the Kids See Ghosts listening party or the
No,
bipolar one.
It was
whatever.
I think the bipolar one. It was 100% the bipolar one.
Okay. So you're looking around and you see like, bro, this is when he was like fucked off, like back at this time too.
What you mean fucked up? Oh, Kanye?
Nah, Henry.
Okay.
This was before he went to heroin. Before he went to rehab, he was doing like heroin and coke.
Oh,
and
I didn't know
all
he had a
kind-
story, like a story as far as like addictive.
He got the illest story out of everyone out there, bro. Hands down, like it should be like a movie or at the very least the most interesting novel you've ever read.
That's
in
why
your
we need
life.
people like you to like display it out there, you
Yeah.
know? Because I mean, he can only display it
That's
so
really
much.
why I relate to it so much. It's just such a fucking ill story.
You want heroin?
Yeah,
I said you. My bad. I was fucking with you. Though.
Oh nah, but he like met Demi Lovato at rehab, and like they started dating after that. And back to the point though, like you see him in the video, just like with Kanye, like he was
okay.
clearly like on the team at that point. Future, like I showed him like the illest little photo dump earlier. He's in like the back of the Maybach. Future's in the front seat wearing like the ERD leather, and he's just in the back seat just chilling with a cigarette. Like,
Hard.
yeah, like this nigga's like he,
He's that guy. He's tapped all the
Yeah,
way in. Like,
tapped all the
that's
way
how he
in.
got that Future fucking.
but he's not like
Cover art.
He's not a fame whore or whatever. So like, you really kind of got to do your research to even know what the fuck it is, who he is, and
That's how a lot of these like. I mean, that's just how like the clothing industry is. That's like almost like a beautiful thing about it though, because bro, honestly, being famous is so burnt. Like, I mean, as much as like I feel like I'm doing this and this shit is like on some weird like showing like our face type shit, but being famous is burnt the fuck out. Like,
to a certain extent, I think
Bro.
there's different levels of fame.
I mean, we can go to like we could segue perfectly into like the Travis Scott thing, not necessarily
just
saying
thinking, I
like
was like, yeah.
that's what you're thinking about. Yeah,
I was like,
It's like-
if you do one thing, it's like fuck. It's like
It's
they try
under
to
a
crucify-
microscope,
They try
yeah.
to crucify. They really try to say this nigga like Satan, bro.
but it's so picky and choosy, right? Like they're even like blaming like what the fuck does Kylie have to do
I
with
don't
it?
know.
But niggas not saying nothing about Drake, and Drake was on stage. Like it's so picky and choosy.
Yeah,
to
bro.
a
The
point.
lynch mob chooses who the fuck they want to take down.
But I don't
Like,
know. It was side event. Let's just say that.
100%.
So know, like, it's a sad event that it happened, but it's just like we really don't know what happened, so we can't just like try to crucify him and say like he. Literally, some people are saying like it was a ritual. So,
I personally don't think that he.
or it was like he was being super neglectful of people's lives. Like we don't know his perspective. I don't know.
While it's a tragic event, bro, can't you compare it to like Black Friday surges at Walmart where people get trampled to death? Like, is that Walmart's fault?
I don't know.
People should just be like, if you see another person on the ground, you shouldn't step on that person.
Let me also
That's-
clarify
that's-
this, bro.
I don't
Have
think
you-
it was that easy.
Have you
though,
ever
by
been
any
in a
means.
crowd where
I don't
you're
think
moving
so.
No, for sure.
involuntarily?
I have.
Have you ever been in one of them crowds where the crowd is literally moving you over? Like, you don't want to go forward, you don't want to go back, you don't want to go to the side, but the crowd is moving you around. Like, I think that's it's so crowded. They said if you jumped up, you'd get stuck. You get what I mean? Like,
So you would just want to come down?
that's how tight it was.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've been to some shows, bro. Cause I mean, I like to get in the mosh pits and kind of like go crazy, where the whole show is so fucked up. I mean, me and Denzel have a personal experience like with Rocky's, like one of his first shows out here, and it was like so packed at Club Red, and it was the same concept. Obviously, it's not nowhere near the numbers of Travis Scott, but I mean, the same concept as far as people moving back, everybody moving back, people moving forward, everybody moving forward. And like we were in the way front, and like Denzel's getting smashed, bro, on the fucking thing, and he has to get pulled up on stage, and that happens to like a lot of people. But I mean, it is very different, like being in that setting. It's like, nigga, it really don't matter how strong you are. Like
Most of the time, I gotta leave because I can't breathe halfway through the show. To be honest, like for real, I'm like halfway. It's usually at that halfway mark. I literally gotta get my ass to the very back out the crowd, like, you know. And I had a good spot before, but it's like I can't. If I stay there, nigga, I'm gonna suffocate. Like,
well, what do you?
And that's
like,
at some regular amphitheater shit, you know.
What's your guys' opinion like on the Travis Scott thing, as far as like not necessarily like I'm asking who y'all blame type shit, but
you know, liability is very tricky. Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway is like shows is for sure gonna change as a result of this. Like, and like you said, you brought up Pearl Jam. That was actually an excellent example because, like, you know, it's happened a few times in history already. Pearl Jam certainly never really got crucified. Certainly not to this extent, you know, ever for that. But you know, the age of the internet, it's like, you know, who the fuck can we get out of here next? Like, you know,
right.
It's not an artist on stage's obligation or duty to, like, you know, be the security. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the cops at a certain extent, bro, like they was talking about in articles, cops last year shut the power down at that same exact event because it went 5 minutes over. So like if the cops, you know,
that's what I'm kind of saying. Like my stance on it is more as like, I don't know what Travis knows, and I don't know if like somebody told him or whatever the case is. I actually don't think that he knew about it, but I feel like if we are gonna like just blindly point fingers, right? Like since we're just gonna blindly point fingers, I feel like it should be somebody like the security director, you know, like for these big events, like they came out with the list, like it had the names, like there's somebody. That security director is not on the floor, like, giving CPR to, you know, the 9-year-old boy. Like, this nigga is up somewhere, like, he's politicking and making sure the shit's right. So it's like, at a certain extent, it's not just up to Travis to cut the show. There's at least,
100%,
I would say, 3-4 people.
He's probably, like, you know, 100%. It's tragic no matter how you look at it, but I don't know. Like, it's tricky.
Really sad.
All I know is that shows in future is definitely gonna have to be handled a different way. Like, they're probably gonna have some type of waivers and shit that you gotta sign now. You know, like certain like horror fucking, what's the word? Like haunted houses and shit. Sometimes the shits be like so OD that they'll have you sign a waiver to make sure, like, if
you think
have
like,
a heart attack or anything like that happens, it's on you.
I mean,
People are gonna try to cover their ass more. The only thing that I thought was interesting is how it never happened at Camp Flog Gnaw. And they got comparable audiences for sure. Like, if you think about the early OF days, it was like probably more insane and intense than like Travis's shit, but is for some reason, bro, like they never really got too rowdy at Camp Flog Gnaw. So I don't know.
There's a lot that goes into it, bro.
It's too much that goes into it.
I just think the worst thing we can do is just blame one individual. Like,
of course not. Yeah.
Right.
At the same time, you gotta think about the people that's like, cause they was telling me that people snuck into it. Like maybe the niggas that snuck into it, don't they sue niggas for that?
One
They
thing
should
that
just sue those niggas.
One thing people
And then,
keep
like,
pointing out though is that tends to be the sentiment of Travis Scott in general. You know, is like
Rage.
fuck the security, fuck the gates, fuck the barriers. You know, like
This is true. That like, and he should be
it
held
shot
to
him.
us.
He
That's
shot
what I-
himself
shot
in
him in
the
the
foot
foot.
with
That's
that.
what I was-
Yeah,
I was saying
people
that
have
too.
damning
I was
evidence
saying
on
that
him.
too.
You know,
Because you would never like know
That's
the
what I'm saying.
severity
I'm not
of
trying to
it.
defend the man, but I'm not trying to like blame one individual.
of course not. Yeah,
Like, cause you got to think to throw something that big. You got security. You got the niggas that write like what happens in an emergency event, what to do. You have like the medical team, like how it's your work. There's so much shit that goes into it. There's no way like one nigga.
Yeah, it's not fucking Astroworld up there. Like
But
Mr. Astro himself supposed to like.
I think it's just more eerie because it's like niggas want to go there to have fun. And it's like young kids die, or young people die. Like someone possibly could have.
yeah, it's
It's
tragic.
definitely there. You know what I mean? But
And it's
But-
also a news network's fucking wet dream. Like, you know, like they can just write all day about this. Like,
Right.
and I'm reading it, and they're twisting it a certain way.
that's what I'm saying. Not to go too deep.
Exactly.
I am.
Yeah.
He's the king going deep, and he's the king of like saying not to go too deep.
Someone put that out, bro. Like someone had to put out some like negative shit, like ritual shit. Like why did that shit get so?
Brother,
viral with
of course,
those type
I feel like that's
people, bro?
obvious that they're gonna make that though.
But like they did that so quick, and it was like it went. No, I'm not. I'm sitting here arguing with people. Like I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm like, bro, how you just gonna try to? Maybe if it is like you don't know, but like how you just gonna like try to make one man?
Because
Take
it's the
all the
easiest
blame,
thing
you
though.
know what I
Like
mean?
it's like the most like it's the easiest human thing to do. Like, all right, let's just point at this nigga up here that's telling everybody to go crazy.
So like, I don't know why Black Friday is not canceled, bro. I just looked it up. So like, bro, damn near every single Black Friday, it's like always dead people and like way more injured, right? But y'all not like they don't cancel the people throwing these deals.
I mean, I just think that at the same time, like
and I don't think they're necessarily to blame either. But you know, like
8 niggas aren't dying in Walmart.
At one time.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
know what I'm saying?
sure.
So like I get what you're saying.
sure.
But at the same time, like this is a very unique, severe situation that I
Yeah.
don't think is like. I think niggas, you know what I mean? Niggas like artists just never knew the severity of like just raging. It's only been nothing but benefits like to them, you know? Like I feel like that whole wave of like going crazy mosh pitting like when Rocky came out and like X and all that shit. It's been nothing but like I love those shows. Those are the best shows. Those are the most like appraised kind of shows like
And also-
Cardi right now.
I suppose you could also compare it to like a lot of football games and even college football games with like double the attendance, like never have no shit happen.
It
So
was a 13-year-old kid. That's the only reason I'm kind of like, or was it 13, 14? It was
For
like
what?
a young kid that was in there. It's like
At
that's
the at
only
the
part
Travis?
yeah.
No, he's 9.
He was
9-year-old,
9?
9-year-old black
Youngest.
kid. All his organs are crushed. He's still
yeah,
like
he's in a
surviving.
coma.
And you know what's fucked up about that story?
Fell off his dad's shoulders.
Yeah, his dad was on it. He was like, whatever, on his dad's shoulders.
And he fell down and got trampled.
So that's why I'm just like, bro, like there has to be some type of payment.
Of course,
they
bro.
just-
Yeah, you think his pockets is gonna be unscathed after this, bro? Like
That's what I'm saying.
they
Your
all
kid
getting
was there.
sued, and they all deserve to get sued to a certain extent. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. There was gross negligence. I don't know who it lies on. It's gonna be a 3-year battle minimum.
But
for
I
how-
think
you know.
that people are going to get to the bottom of it, though. Like, I mean, not people, but nigga, it's a federal case, so it's not state attorney. It's not Houston Police Department picking it up anymore. It's FBI. So, like,
Damn.
that's a big one, right? It's just federal in general. We all know that. But then there's also going to be private investigations by Live Nation. Like, they're going to want to play offense first. Like, that's how a lot of big companies do. They're going to play offense, figure out what the fuck happened, why exactly happened, just in order for them to play
Counter
like defense.
lawsuits.
Yeah, you know. So there's gonna be there's a lot of money that's going to this, and I think that at the end of the day, we're actually probably
a lot of money.
we're gonna get the real story of like what's to happen, what's to blame. But do y'all think that like Travis is really canceled?
Nah,
I mean, I want to know what happened. Then you can't just cancel someone.
No, but I'm saying like
not at all. Not even a little
we
bit.
know like what happened.
Not
Like,
even a little bit.
If it turns out we're like the nigga literally had an earphone and they're like, hey, bro, like, it's an emergency, bro. Like,
Well, they did say
a kid fell off.
There is
and, like,
videos where they're saying people are dying, and like he's like, nah, fuck that. Like,
wait, what?
somebody was
Nah, the
was
hell
on the
no.
side
There's
of
not
the
even. There's
stage.
not even.
I'll literally
anything
put the
into-
video in, and obviously it's not into Travis's ear, but it's like they are on the stage telling, like, you know how there's a million people orchestrating, pulling the strings behind the thing. There's a lady screaming her lungs out, like, there's people dying. Stop the fucking show. And she's
Wait,
on
how
the
far is
stage.
he? And
I would have to. We had to see
He's,
it.
like,
Nigga, pull that shit up right
maybe
now,
15
bro.
feet
Pull that
above.
shit
Like,
up right now. If this nigga did, y'all niggas gotta burn that shit.
I mean,
And
they
he went
took
to,
him off Fortnite.
a lot of people was really mad that
If
he
you-
went to Dave and Buster's right after.
Nah,
Travis
what?
went to?
Bro.
Yeah. Couldn't make the shit up.
Nah.
But niggas not talking about how Drake threw $1 million in the strip club that same night
What?
in Houston.
So maybe Drake's the devil, bro. He was out there celebrating.
I don't fucking know.
Damn, wait, what? That shit kind of crazy.
No, they took
bro.
they took this nigga off fucking Fortnite. He canceled his day in Vegas. He was supposed to perform this weekend at the day in Vegas.
Who canceled it, him or them?
I mean, the way that Instagram is all putting it out and everybody is saying like Travis Scott canceled it, but there's no way they're gonna let this nigga perform, bro. There's 100% no way they'll let this nigga perform.
All right.
The next week, like that would be OD.
I
They're
feel like
not
they should
letting
still
that
like
nigga.
give him a little stipend check. Give him a little check. Don't take all his money, but just because we don't like that shit, kind of eerie. A kid, like you bring your kid. I mean, maybe you shouldn't even. I don't even want to say that. I don't
Yeah,
wanna
yeah,
say
you can't
but,
say
like,
that. But I
don't
mean,
even
'cause,
wanna say
like-
that, but at the same time, like, if a kid's telling you or if someone's telling you that multiple times, that's what people are saying. I haven't really watched it myself, to be real, so I can't give 100% judgment. But if someone said that, and that nigga was just like, nah, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna keep going. It's like, it's some hard
But who the
shit.
fuck would say that to him? You're going to Travis Scott. It's like the best thing you could do for your 9-year-old kid.
No, I'm saying like if a kid said that to, or if someone said that to him on stage and like the music.
Oh,
stopped
you
type
talking about
shit,
that
and
video.
He like was like, wait, hold up. He's like, what? It's like people are dying, bro. Like stop the concert. And niggas like, nah, you know what you came here for, nigga. Turn up.
Yeah, that's totally different.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah, she's on stage.
Where's
Like
she at?
telling the crew. That's like the dude who was like basically recording the things.
Oh, that's the cameraman.
Yeah.
Is this the video where he's just? Let me see.
I'll send it to you
That's
so
the
you can
cameraman.
post it. But
So
yeah.
yeah, the cameraman should have said something.
Exactly. Like there's a million people who could have, relayed the information. But yeah, they're on the stage. Like
Mm. Yeah, that's
Shit,
fucked up.
that's
That nigga
fucked up,
really.
bro.
Yeah, that's OD.
but then again, I don't know shit.
I mean, nobody knows anything.
Yeah,
I was in Arizona. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, we'll just jump into a big topic. Actually, Daniel Lee leaving Bottega. So, the way the story was put out, it was like an agreement from both hands that they just wanted to end their partnership. And
Fuck no.
you don't think that's the
Hell no.
reason?
Hell no, bro. That's the cover they own as.
And
Drink up.
there's a Matthew Blasi, who's rumored to be the next new designer for Bottega. He worked for Calvin Klein and Celine under, I keep pronouncing the name wrong, Fidi Fablo.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
wait. The new dude at Bottega also worked for Phoebe?
So there's a Matthew Blasi, and he's actually been working under Bottega too, as one of like the kind of lead designers that was under Daniel Lee.
So maybe they're not totally fucked.
Yeah. So there's like, that's the rumor. Like people are saying it obviously has to be this Matthew Blasi guy. And he worked for Calvin Klein, Celine under Fidi Fablo, and Mason Margiela. So he might have that sauce too, but a lot of people are like, that was big news. That was bigger than what I thought it would be. Like it's on like, I think Complex posted it. Like I'm like, damn, a lot of people kind of actually care about it. I know it's a big brand,
Bro,
but
he brought Bottega out from the fucking grave. Like, dug them out the grave and was like, resurrected them.
and you've been said that. I think you said that like an episode ago.
Bro, like, you see it. I don't
Yeah.
even need to say it. You see it. Niggas is Bottega down, bro. When the fuck have you ever seen a nigga brag about, even mention the word Bottega before like a year ago? You know?
Right. And then that same year, it's also like a song like It's in mad songs. Niggas wearing that shit.
It's like the Marnie effect, bro. It's the same exact thing. They hired a really, really good creative director, got them fly, and then took off. And like now they're kind of just pulling it. Like apparently the rumor is that Phoebe Philo is starting her own line under LVMH, and she basically like recruited this nigga to come work for her again.
If that's true, that's cool. I don't really give a fuck. It is what it is. But I'm just interested to see, like...
It's more important for women, I think, like Phoebe Philo. Phoebe Philo, like, is, in the last 20 years, the greatest women's wear designer ever. You know, easily of, like, this modern century, like, you know, 2000s and forward, she's the best.
Easily, like, one of the most talked about, one of the most, like...
Well-respected,
You're right.
like, you know, she's the best. So if she does anything at LVMH, which I'm sure they'll give her a fucking check to just go do whatever the fuck she wants, like, you know, she's gonna cook something up crazy over there. And if she's getting the right people on her team, nigga, like, you're about to see some shit.
That might be what we need to hop on. If that nigga Daniel go over there too, like that shit probably finna be like really, really crazy.
Menswear too. That shit gonna be lit.
I hope so, yeah.
I
hope so.
I think your theory is actually right though. Like I actually try to sit there because you texted us with this same theory in the group chat, and I don't have my own theory. Like it doesn't make no sense to me unless it's something like that. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I don't know. I feel like you're right. Like he has to be doing something like bigger, but
100%.
I don't know.
That's the only thing that makes sense because their sales are phenomenal right now.
Yeah, they said it went up like extremely a lot during COVID, and then an extra 9% from 2020 to 2021. Mm-hmm. The bags is kind of what did it. Then the puddle boots, mm-hmm. And then I mean the green. I don't even think they had like that.
Yeah, the chain bag you're seeing fucking everywhere. The one with the big ass gold, either the gold chain on it,
big
it's like
links.
A rope chain,
yeah,
or the silver one. You see that everywhere. You see the puddle boots everywhere. You just see Bottega fucking everywhere. Like that green, that Bottega green, you see it like, you know,
everywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I also learned that Bottega does their own fashion calendar, kind of like Fear God. So they're not on the same type time everybody else is on.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty dope too.
Facts. I think that's as punk rock as it gets when you kind of like in fashion. To just kind of do shit your own. Like, that's why I think Goyard is actually, like, the most punk rock fashion brand, period. Like, they started literally 1 year before Louis Vuitton became a brand. And they spend $0 on advertising, $0 on like, placement. Literally, according to them, they do not do any e-commerce whatsoever. In their own words, the only way that you can find out about Goyard is if you either hear about it from someone or if you happen to walk by one of their stores.
That's super sick, actually.
And, like, that's just, like, so tight. Like, y'all is up there right now, like, off of that. Like, that's, you know.
That is super sick.
You earn that respect.
Bottega tries to, like, they're trying to do a little bit of that, I feel like.
Yeah, no Instagram.
No Instagram. Yeah. They came out with the magazine instead of the Instagram.
It's kind of big right now.
Yeah, it is kind of big.
Especially.
What is the magazine?
No, having no Instagram. No.
Is it though for a brand?
Media, for social media brands, like when I look at videos online where they literally talk about marketing and all that, they all say that, and they're all like business professionals. And it's like, yes, they're fashion business professionals too, just because it actually matters, because that's what everyone's on. It's like where the consumer's eyes are.
Explain this more. So
like if your eye time is like on your phone a lot more, and say for instance on Instagram a lot more rather than it's like in real life, then a brand having it on Instagram would make more sense because you're getting more eye time.
More optics, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, like I know it sounds dumb. I'm talking about this. I don't even do this shit myself, but it's like that's really what it is. Like, so for them to do that is kind of cool because like nigga, we don't give a fuck about Instagram. It's still gonna be lit.
Yeah, you're going way against the grain. Yeah, like what you know, what's traditional, what's expected, what it like
do you
makes
think Louis
sense.
Vuitton would, I don't know. I think Louis Vuitton's kind of whack now. Like, I feel like if they delete their Instagram and like Virgil left, shit would kind of be boo boo.
If they deleted and Virgil left, it would be kind of
he's
like
gonna have to
it would
leave.
be
He's gonna
weird.
have
It
to
would be.
leave eventually, and I don't know who else wants to be there after.
Well, I mean, where's this like? You feel like Louis kind of boo boo coming from?
He is gonna have to leave eventually, but anyone anyone would be honored. Yeah, anyone would be honored to fill that position.
But why though? Why do we?
It's the most prestigious
Yeah.
position that exists.
I mean, you can't buy Louis Vuitton anywhere besides Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like one fact, but I mean, it's fucking Louis
It is
Vuitton.
the-
There's
it
almost
is
like
the
not
head
them
honcho of like high fashion.
LVMH.
Yeah, of high fashion in general. You ask any.
But why do we put that on a pedestal? Is it because they told us to put it on that pedestal?
It
That's
just
what I'm
sig-
saying. Why? What if there was a nigga like? Because you think of niggas that work at Fendi, and there's like black men that works for Fendi, head designer. There's black men that work for all these other brands, and they're cool. Well, I guess Louis is like the biggest brand, I guess.
They are without.
So
without
if someone worked at Dior, if a black man worked at Dior, all right, easy. Would it be bigger than Louis? Because I think Dior is cooler than Louis sometimes.
Yeah, sure, but like
Like, I'm just basically saying if they deleted their Instagram, I think that's a big thing. Because if Louis deleted their Instagram and Virgil left, he would have to leave for this theory to be right.
they're not that.
Yeah, he would have to leave for you.
Yeah, like it would not be.
You got to remember though, they're not that brand. Like, you're not that guy, pal. Like for Louis Vuitton, is like not that guy.
What do
You
you
get me?
mean?
Like, so a lot of their revenue lies on like women in North Dakota, like old white women in North Dakota who just want a fucking
Bag.
monogram tote and shit. Like, you know, the monogram tote is like their moneymaker. You get me? The rest of that shit is like just there, but like, you know, the monogram is their like main, is their bread and butter. You feel me? So it's like it's one of those things where even if you go to like somewhere in the middle of fucking China, anywhere in the middle of America, people know Louis Vuitton. Like, it's,
Right.
you know,
No, I mean I agree. It's the
It's-
most like put out. Like I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
There's LVMH, the owner, and then there's Louis Vuitton. It's like
But even if you just talk about like how recognizable something is, right? Like they always taught us this back in like design class. Like if you show people who live in the middle of nowhere in China a Nike swoosh, they probably know Nike. You get what I mean? Like it's that like
brand recognition
big.
is
Yeah,
up there. Yeah.
exactly. It's that recognizable of a brand. Louis Vuitton is low-key on that same. It's on that same
Yeah.
field where you can't say the same thing about like necessarily Dior or whatever. It's not as recognized. It's not nearly as recognizable. You get me? So
Like, Louis Vuitton is literally everywhere.
they are them. Yeah.
Yeah. But do you think it'll ever get to the point where like niggas are like,
Over it?
I'm over Louis Vuitton?
Nah, I don't think so.
You're always
Not
gonna have-
not until they want it to be like that. Because I feel like the only reason it's put on that pedestal is because they put it on that pedestal.
So
You're
you're
always
always
gonna
gonna just
have,
hire
like,
someone else that's like as cool as Virgil.
Yeah, and people are still gonna buy Louis. Like I don't think.
Well, that's the thing.
I don't think
Virgil
humans.
is
I don't
like-
have that much faith in humans to like make their own decision. Like you know what? Like as a collective, everybody's like, we not rocking with Louis, and Louis is pumping all this money into the brand. As long as they're pumping some shit, I feel like they gonna be straight.
You also got to remember,
They gonna
bro.
be straight, but I'm just
Virgil is
saying,
not
like, what you
designing
like,
for
what
like
you fuck
Susan
with.
and St. Louis.
Oh, what
Like,
we
what
fuck
you
with?
fuck with. I'm saying what you fuck with stylistically. Like, is it gonna get played out to where the point where you kind of hear people saying there's points where a brand's percentages drop. It doesn't matter how big they are.
Yeah.
Like Louis Vuitton losing $100 million. In a
I mean,
year
shit.
is kind of big, or like $10 million in a year is kind of big.
We
They
just
do either of those things.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I haven't really looked at the numbers.
Well, yeah. If the numbers drop, someone's getting fired. Someone's losing their job. You know, like if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Like
yeah, somebody's definitely losing their job.
yeah. So Virgil being there obviously this long, it means that like, you know, they're having some success. But at the end of the day, Virgil being there has nothing to do with like Susan in St. Louis, who's like just trying to get that monogram tote bag. Like,
She's gonna get that bitch regardless, right?
yeah, you get me. And like Virgil being that, she might not even be aware that the
she
nigga
doesn't
works
even
there.
care. She doesn't even know who Virgil is. I see
And
it
he
all the
only
time.
does menswear. They
I'm not
still
trying
have
to
a
sound-
whole other nigga.
I'm not
who
trying to sound
does-
ignorant. I was actually
Yeah,
trying to
I don't
like,
think that.
say like, bro, is there ever going to be a point to where we're saying, because the reason we like Louis Vuitton is because it's like it's so recognizable. It's been around for so long. It's like heritage, bro. But like, isn't these other things that are created a little bit after it, like Dior, Goyard, they're just like that. But like, what if
After it, you said?
Yeah.
Goyard was 1 year before my brother.
Hey, just said that. Hey, no, but peep this though, because I mean we did a podcast on the list hottest brands, right? And I'm re-looking at it at Q3. Louis Vuitton is number 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the brands you're talking about, Prada, Dior, Gucci, Balenciaga, they are over them. And I bet you if I look at them
at one point, do you think like niggas is just like, bruh, I'm proud. I hear it, like you hear it, like nigga. There's certain type of people that like what they like.
right.
You think at one point, women are gonna want the Bottega bag over the Louis Vuitton bag. That's literally what I'm saying.
I don't think it's.
But
ever
what
gonna be
girl
the
are you talking
I don't
about?
think it's gonna be the mass opinion though.
Eventually, I've been seeing girls buy their mommies the Bottega bag, and I just like,
I seen that too.
Of course, we all see that, but those are outliers. You get what I mean? Like, you got to think about like St. Louis and shit, bro. Think about like random city like Cleveland or whatever the fuck, bro. You think they
Or like,
you
or you
Bottega's
probably
even
could think about your own
accessible,
mother,
let
nigga.
alone, like known? Yeah, exactly. Like,
You got a good point though.
I was
Like,
saying popularity wise, I wasn't saying like.
you know what I get from your question? I just
But
feel
I
like,
guess if I'm saying popularity wise, it would make sense if Bottega had stores like internationally. I really don't know.
they do have stores internationally, but not nearly as many as Louis Vuitton. Like, simply because, you know, like, you got to be very, very selective with where you put a Bottega store. You know, like there's one in Scottsdale, Arizona, barely performs. That they don't really like stock it with things that they would in LA or in New York, right? And like that's because they know the market, right? The Louis Vuitton store here, it's like stocked tenfold with like hella shit specifically for women. They know the market a little bit more, so
touche.
it's just one of those things, you know.
How do you guys feel about? Did you guys watch the Kanye interview?
I made it about 30 minutes in.
Did you get yayed? Like you were kind of just over it, or?
Nah, just like I don't have 3 hours to just kind of like, you know,
Nice, 3
sit
hours?
down.
It was 2 hours, and then there's a
Okay.
part 2. I didn't watch the part 2.
Drink
yet.
Champs, right?
Drink Champs, yes sir. I know you watched it. You was watching it at the show. Man, after watching that interview, it was kind of confirmed. Like, bro, this nigga really is like the coolest nigga on
But yeah, I
earth.
was thoroughly entertained with with what I seen. Yeah.
And then, I mean, I was entertained too. I'm trying to just like, what are some highlights? Like, the Big Sean shit was kind of OD. Like, I don't understand
he
why.
was just mad, bro. Like,
Why would-
like, he was like, nigga, I was trying to be president, and you was riding with them. But it's like,
So was everybody. Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Maybe he took that shit real personal. But he said, on my grave, I was like, bro.
Bro, he
come on,
stood
bro.
up
You're
and
Kanye
grabbed the
West, you could-
tombstone. He's like, when I die, he's like, you could put the reason Kanye died is because I signed Big Sean. I was like, I didn't even fully get it, but besides like the controversy shit, I was just watching the interview and I was like, damn, this nigga actually looks fly as fuck. Like the big ass Balenciaga jacket. I even like the haircut now.
The scab.
Yeah, the scab shit.
That shit hot.
I thought the Soulja Boy shit was funny.
He called
He
it
was-
the Britney.
He called it Britney.
He's like, oh, now you can call it the Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, him apologizing to Soulja Boy.
Oh yeah, he did.
That
He
shit was
texted
actually-
Soulja
'cause
Boy
That's all he
after.
really wanted, bro. That's like that's all it seemed like he wanted.
I think Soulja Boy's gonna make a scene out of everything, right? Like we can all agree. Like
He's like a fame whore.
he's gonna be like, he's gonna snap on Twitch. He's gonna make it viral. He's gonna yell like,
Make it viral.
"Who cut your hair?"
Yeah.
He's gonna repeat something that's like, it's kind of easily like to type up. But I don't know. It was just a good ass interview. What were some other like fire points? I'm trying to think. Cause I listened to the whole thing on the way to Complex Con or on the way to LA, and that shit was, I was getting yayed out, bro. I was goddamn tired
Yeah,
of listening to this nigga.
I mean, he did he brought up Nori actually corrected him, like just from what I
Or the
seen.
Louis collab.
The Louis collab, he was like, he completely forgot that was his first collab.
That's kind of crazy.
yeah,
Huh? That
He
stood
said
out
the
to me
first,
too.
Yeah, he said the first house to embrace him was which one did he say?
He was.
Did he say it was Nike? Or no, I don't think he said it was
I don't-
Nike. I
it was
think
like a high fashion.
it was
brand.
APC. He said
Okay,
it was
yeah, it
APC.
was APC,
That was
yeah.
he said that's the first high. He was explaining APC to like Noriega and shit, and he's like, oh yeah, it's basically like French Gap, but.
I'm surprised Nori corrected him and knew like.
Yeah,
off tops.
Nori even knew. He's like, nigga, didn't you have like I had a few of them pairs.
He's like,
And
you're
he
right,
was
you're right,
yeah.
you're right. He's like Louis
Yeah.
Vuitton. He's like,
That was
yeah,
his
yeah.
first collab. Was
a high fashion brand.
No, his first collab ever, like way years before APC was Louis Vuitton, and then came Nike, and then came APC somewhere along the way after. But
that was surprising
Louis
though that he
Vuitton?
forgot that. It's weird.
and Louis Vuitton also embraced Pharrell Williams a long time ago and gave him a full-fledged fucking collab back when like the internet wasn't really even a thing, nigga. It was like
Blogs and photos. And
barely,
shit.
barely. If you knew how to access
One blog,
that
two
shit,
blog.
yeah. And he had Nigo design most of it. He was putting out like $18,000 rings and like $30,000 bracelets under Louis Vuitton. Like he did it the right way. Like Kanye went, he did like shoes. That's all that came out. Was literally just sneakers. They didn't do any apparel, nothing, none of that. Pharrell did like a full-fledged like collection. That shit was actually like fire.
But Kanye shit, but Pharrell shit ain't go as stupid as Kanye shit.
Pharrell shit
Pharrell
went
had some
stupider.
fire- You see,
Hell no, bro.
Bro,
Ain't no
Pharrell shit
fucking
went
way.
stupider. He
it
did the
was
Millionaires.
Kanye West.
I mean, the Millionaires.
He
is
did the
fire.
Millionaires.
Is fire. Don't get to it. He did the
That
jewelry.
changed the game, bro. You know when you went to like any little fucking
Niggas would've-
sunglass
but,
kiosk,
come clean.
they had the fake Millionaires.
I know, cause I had a couple.
Yeah, everyone did.
But niggas would have like the Millionaires wouldn't even have been that. They're great. Don't get it twisted. They're
What you
great.
about to
I
say?
knew they were great. I knew they were great. They're great. But I feel like the reemergence of the Millionaire 2s when Virgil came out and brought it back to life, it was almost like established the Millionaires again. And I'm just saying, like, the Red Octobers I think are above the Millionaires when they dropped.
The Red
That's all I'm saying.
Octobers,
Oh, I'm tweaking. That's the fucking...
Nike.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So disregard actually 100% of what the fuck I'm saying. 'Cause
There were
I'm-
Red Dons.
Yeah, there was Red Dawns. I know what you're talking about.
I have
know what
those.
you-
But
I know
not,
what shoes you're
I'm
talking
thinking
about, bro.
straight Octobers. That's straight Nike collab.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Yeah. No. Okay. So yeah,
You're just
I feel like
basically saying off of hype. Basically, the shoe was more hype than the
Fuck no.
glasses, and then got.
I was saying that, but I legit was only talking about the Red Octobers.
Or not even the Louis Vuitton Dons.
The Louis
red
Vuitton
ones?
Dons, I remember that. Those were hard, but I think the Millionaires actually went hard. Like they were more hyped when I remember
But
that
I get what you're
shit.
saying with the Red Octobers. If you're
Yeah.
talking about those, then yes.
Yeah.
I don't even understand why, bro.
Hype was.
Why the Millionaires went crazy?
Nah, the Red Octobers, like I don't understand that for the life of me, bro. Like
I mean,
the other
isn't
two
this
are
basically
way
the
iller.
same shoe?
Bro, it's because it was
Nah,
the
this
all
is the
red.
Yeezy 1, so the Yeezy 2 is the one where they did the Red October. So they basically did this as one of the like the Yeezy 2 had a colorway that was like this. Those were the Solars, and then they had a black and pink colorway, and then the third one was the reds. But I like the other two colors like way more of
Than the all red.
Yeah, like no contest.
No, I think you're right. The other ones are harder.
You know who be getting fucking fits off, bro? Ed Sheeran.
You just seen him in some shit? Or
Ed
something?
Sheeran be getting fucking fits off, bro. He was on SNL this weekend and he had on the Net Air Yeezy ones,
Yeah.
the beige
I'm about to look
ones.
it up.
of
I'm gonna
these.
look it up right now.
And then I started really researching. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, is this just did he just walk into a store and be like, hey, I like these?
No, Ed Sheeran's that guy though.
Nah, and then I started looking into it and they were like, the secret sneakerhead, Ed Sheeran. And like, I started screenshotting all these figs, bro. So look.
Oh, you got him. Okay.
Yeah, I got them all. Look, this nigga be getting fits off. Don't tell me that's not a fly ass fit, nigga. I wear this today.
This definitely looks like some shit you would wear.
Yeah.
110%. He definitely looks like he does mad ollies.
Let me see.
He definitely does a lot of ollies.
Tony Hawk Underground.
It's like
Tokyo
it's
Underground.
tight. Like it's tight, but this I feel like honestly, bro, this nigga not putting that shit on like that.
I mean, maybe because of what he looks like.
But that's not an excuse. I mean, we just talked about mad ugly niggas getting model jobs and shit. Maybe it's just a bad picture, but I know what you're saying.
He just looks like he does mad ollies.
You keep saying that, but
He says that about me all the time when I come in. Like, you look like you do mad ollies.
and then for the fourth time, he said, he just looks like he does mad ollies.
Oh, he kind of snapping though. He went Red October.
Red October, bro. And then
Why does he keep wearing the same kind of jeans? That's what's kind of throwing me off too. It's like the indigo, like
This is the
raw
perfect song.
Levi's.
G-Star.
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
You know niggas be on Tony Hawk Underground. With the fucking.
yeah, it's just like a
This is
blank, blank colors, cool shoes, like
Yeah.
mute colors, cool shoes.
He does seem like a sneakerhead though.
And yeah, he did. These is the ones I got, but the black and pinks.
Damn, that nigga rich.
Oh yeah. I was at CompassCon, right? And then some lady was trying to explain to me. This was like, she was a part of this booth, and it was like a low key booth that like it wasn't really popping at all. But she's like, oh yeah, this is a new concept we came up with. It's like this app. She wanted me to download it, and it was those same Yeezys, the black ones, and it's like
The easy ones, right?
yeah, the easy ones. But they made like a Robinhood app, and it was like you would basically like invest into a Yeezy one, and then once it sells, you get like a certain percentage. I don't know. It was the dumbest fucking idea ever. I'm like, this bitch is retarded. I'm like, bitch, I'm not doing none of this shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
I've seen some shit like that. You could literally, you could buy, I think I showed it to you. You could buy a piece of like the Declaration of Independence, but you own like 1/18,000th of it. You get me?
Nobody
So
give a
like,
fuck about that shit.
No, but it's just like.
But you could also be like, yeah, I
Where's
own
that
like,
money go, nigga?
I own a piece of the Declaration of Independence.
And that shit not gonna get you no pussy. Like, nigga gonna be like, what the fuck? It's gonna say like, oh yeah,
lame ass
how?
nigga.
You got to explain it to the stupid bitch. The bitch gonna be like,
I own it. It's mine.
it's mine.
I
You don't
own-
even know what that shit say.
It's like
Yeah,
a,
niggas don't even know what that shit is.
It's like a sliver, nigga. It's like
just a little cut
on a
off
molecule.
Is there
Love
anything
it.
cool that you did, like that stood out to you at ComplexCon?
What stood out to me? I want to talk about like my favorite booth,
Oh yeah.
Barriers. I feel like
Barriers. Is that the one with the pyramid?
Barry's New York, right?
Barriers, New
So
York.
was-
They had one of my favorite booths. I was excited for the drop. They got to do like they did an all Tupac theme for the drop, but they actually got the license for Tupac. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope. And the creative director actually went to Egypt beforehand just for that pop up.
Really?
Yeah, just to like grab inspirations and like really sat down like with the people and kind of like understood and then developed that pop up. And I was on my nerd shit, so I looked it up. Like that's the only reason I know about that. But I was just super excited from that. Bought a piece from them. Things that stood out. I was excited about the First We Feast. All the food was fire. I was just like I said, it was on straight content shit where like even like my homie like Chris pulled up, and like I had my cousin with me too. I'm leaving them niggas. Like them niggas, it's just me and Jay. I'm like, come on, Jay, we gotta go. Come on. I'm like, what the fuck is up with the
Yeah, I was
camera?
on work time.
Yeah, literally, and just kind of just linking up and chopping it up with niggas. That's what I was doing mostly the whole time. But what else
It
did
showed
happen?
like it looked fun. It looked like y'all was doing your thing.
It was
I listened
fun.
to some of the pod. I didn't finish it honestly. Not gonna lie, but it looked like a little vibe.
Yeah, no, it was fun as fuck. It was fun looking back at it. I was definitely stressing out like on that Saturday because I had a midterm due as well. But like
Yes,
mid
yeah.
complex con, or not mid, it was at the very end. Like a classmate hit the whole class and was like, "Yo, I'm having trouble with this too." But like on some winky face, shit, like,
Yeah.
"Can somebody help me?" And I hit him back. I'm like, "Bro, me too," because I'm sick. I'm like, "Fuck, I'm about to really fail this class, nigga." And I know if I don't get it, like leave with a 3.0, I'm not getting no FAFSA, nigga. And I need all my cheese.
Right.
Yeah.
Sir.
So I ended up linking with this nigga, like just through text, and we just started cheating like a motherfucker.
Hell
And
yeah.
figured that
Don't
bitch
get
out,
drunk,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
And that was like the savior. But yeah, that was like kind of it. The Yachty performed, or Yachty did a DJ
You
set.
said something
that
about a DJ set. Was it good?
I liked it. It was good. And he had Yeet. He had Yeet there too, and I didn't know Yeet was there, but he was behind the stage. I seen it from a TikTok, but I didn't even know he was like outside like that. But everybody was real approachable. Everybody was cool. The Kerwin booth was fire. Everybody had
What was inside the Kerwin booth?
Yeah.
man. I feel like I didn't even go inside of it.
Yeah.
I was on my content shit, but like outside looking in, I knew it was fire, and I liked the point that he had so much stock that it was able for like both days. Most places had enough stock for both days, so if you went on Sunday, you could still get that exclusive drop.
So a lot of people were actually shopping there at the event.
Yeah, niggas were walking away like big
That's crazy.
bags.
You pay to go shop there. That's like the coldest event. To have
Yeah.
a booth there. It's lit.
You want to know something cold? Kind of on a different topic.
Yeah,
I went to Pomo the other day, and I like to go there like, I don't know, sometimes 3-4 times a week, right? Just if I want a good pizza. If y'all looking for a very good pizza and a beer, my new thing is a pizza and a beer, but like a margarita pizza, and like a big ass tall beer. I love that combination. And I sat down. I'm just kicking it. I like to just go clear my head up there. And the dude who wasn't even helping me, he was like, he's like, you know something called Reservoir? I'm like, yeah, I wasn't wearing nothing. I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, it's like, you do a podcast with Albert? And I was like, yeah, I do.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, so he actually knew. He's like, yeah, I fuck with it. He's like, I listen to podcasts.
Oh, damn, that's hard as fuck. I thought you were about to say something completely different. I definitely wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
He worked there?
Yeah.
What? What did he look like?
He is white dude with like, black hair.
Bro, people be coming up to me. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I'll be like, that's
Yeah,
really Albert. I don't even
I remember you
think
was
that.
saying someone recognized you in New York off it too.
No. That was 151.
That was
Yeah.
151. Yeah.
Nigga stopped. We were eating on the side.
Yeah.
That's still crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I
part
thought that
was
was
so
crazy
crazy.
too.
Yeah.
He like, y'all too? I was like, what's up? 151?
Yeah, that's
I got
sick.
a party tomorrow. Y'all invited.
Yeah.
We're like, damn, we need to go.
That's so tight.
That is fire as fuck.
I gotta run that back.
Yeah, we need to
Y'all
go
gotta run
ASAP.
that back.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. It's 12:38. I'm about to end this bitch.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got some anything standouts? It was a good podcast.
Man,
Yeah,
have
it was
fun,
good.
bro.
Yeah, it was fun.
Go have fun.
Have fun. Stay safe.
Yeah, don't think about life too much.
And,
Think about too much, man, shit's stressful.
And watch a good Steven Seagal movie if you can.
We out, gang.